All right, so I took my car to the shop yesterday. It drove. I got there, and as I was waiting, I finished up Deuteronomy and as of this morning, I'm through chapter 8 of Joshua. Now, I dig Joshua. I'm looking for Joshua. I'm looking for things that Joshua does where he gets that exhilaration for God. Okay, and I look back at my life. I follow these law of attraction speakers, and they're talking about the heart emotions, which are love, joy, and gratitude, that bring energy, emotion out of your heart. And I don't have a lot of life experience with that. Okay, I wouldn't get loved on a lot most of my life. I had people that, whether it was my boxing coach or my SEAL mentors, that I knew they had my best interest in mind. I knew that they were pushing me to do better than I was doing. They weren't warm and fuzzy, right? They weren't real cuddly while they were doing it. And a lot of times the words were harsh, and but it moved me in a direction. And I started by, I had very exhilarating experiences in the boxing ring, free fall skydiving, running full out sprint up a runway, getting shot at. Those experiences, I can recall them, man. I know how that felt. I know that feeling. And so when I hear some of these speakers talking about the emotions, I can't label that feeling with love, joy, and gratitude. But I can really relate to Joshua, who I know was feeling those same feelings, those very exuberant, that rush, all right? So I'm all in reading it, looking for that with Joshua. Okay, so there's the experience with, God tells Joshua. God's the one that told Joshua that Moses had passed. Moses was dead. Now Joshua was leading the Jews, and how does he find this? I could just picture Raul Valdez, taking us to this house and hiding, this lady letting us hide, this harlot, Habab was her name, or Rahab, Rahab, and so she hid them, and she brokered a deal for herself. So Joshua comes back. So she put up Joshua and his spies. They were looking for him. She hid him, told him that they'd left while she had him hiding on the roof, right? And she just had to put a red string on her window. So Joshua came back and he killed everybody, right? And they, but her and her family, okay? And that, I'm like, okay. And then there was this other guy, his name is drawing a blank, but they lost a battle to the AI. That's how it's spelled, AI. All right, and they weren't a big group, and God told Joshua that there's, you've had somebody that's, you got a bad element with you. I left you. I'm leaving you until you weed that out. So he ends up finding this guy. He admits that he stole, some booty from that from Jericho, right? And when they won that battle, he kept it, he hoarded it, right? So there's some silver and some other things, and Joshua takes him out. They stone him and they burn him and real harsh, really harsh, right? But God comes back, all right, and they beat him, all right? They win that battle, and so then I'm listening to these. I listen to somebody talking about the power of attraction, right? And so I'm like, what are the similarities here? This guy had scarcity mentality, all right? The Rahab, she was trying to progress herself. God likes that. God really likes people who are wanting to do more, stretching themselves, coming out of their subconscious mind. That's what he's doing. That's what he likes. He likes people that don't just settle down and like, okay, I'm just gonna like live until I die. All right, we just call those people fish. That's all fish do. They just live to be eaten, and they're not trying to do anything except live until they die, right? And God really, really, if somebody's fighting for life, if somebody's fighting to do better, God will start opening doors. It's amazing how that happens, right? And I'm thinking about how to incorporate. So the steps of the power of attraction. You got to get your subconscious mind and your conscious mind working together, and I do that. I learned to do through meditation, all right? And I'm actually relying on subconscious programming from when I was in the military. That feeling of standing there at attention, waiting for inspection. You did that every single day in SEAL training, and many times after that. All right, the waiting for inspection, that confident feeling, know I'm going to pass, right? And I'm talking to my subconscious mind. I know you're ultra powerful, and you've done some amazing things, so far. But we're going to do some greater things. We just got to get you in line. We got to get you working with my conscious mind, right? And then the challenge is really keeping my conscious mind focused. If I start drifting in thought, and my subconscious mind's like standing there in attention, like, it ain't me. Don't look over here. I'm doing what you told me, right? And my conscious mind has to lock on, and to something. So I'm like, so all right. So I can get, when I think of Joshua, getting that high level of excitement, just being in the presence of God, just having that link, that open channel to God, gave him that juice, that flux capacitor vibration in his heart, like I had in the boxing ring, jumping out of a plane and getting shot at, all right? But I look back, every single time I made that little call to God, please help me, okay? And Joshua understood that communication is what brought the power, okay? I'm just learning that, all right? So I'm like, okay, I know what that excitement feels like, and I'm applying that enthusiasm and that energy to that spiritual connection. Okay. Now, what do I do with it, right? Okay. Well, there's the things I want. There's a $3 million house in Point Loma, California. All right. So, what kind of person do I need to be? Thinking about that house doesn't help, right? I can think through every room in that house. I walked through every room in that house a couple times. The tennis court, basketball court, the view of the San Diego Bay. I can think about all of that, right? But that doesn't get me anywhere, That doesn't get me there. Okay. So thinking about, I know how much money I need to have, like $500,000 a year, like 5 years or 3 years in a row, to be able to have that house at that price tag. Okay. Thinking about that money doesn't get me there. Okay. So I got to think about the person I have to be to make that kind of money to have that house. All right. So what is that? Well, all right. So talking about people, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, okay, if you can, get your subconscious mind and your conscious mind working together, and then you can focus on, I'm going right to the Holy Spirit. All right. I ain't afraid of talking, saying I want to talk to Jesus. All right. I'm not afraid of that. Okay. I'm not going to have to call it your higher power or the universe, the power of the universe. I'll call it what it is. All right. And if some people don't like that, no problem. All right. It ain't about you. All right. But somebody's hearing me say this. Okay. And they're going to know that connection. Okay. So now they're thinking that exuberant, you're getting excited about making that connection. All right. And then this is what happens. You can focus on I'm focused on helping other people learn how to do this. All right. And then, explaining it the best way. I had to sort it out and dissect it and figure out for myself what to do. But if somebody else can, okay, I can do that. He's explaining it so I understand it. All right. Now this is what happens. It's like magic. All right. God gives you answers. God makes things happen in your life. All right. That get you there. I'm trying to be a good guy, and I'm part of the Trail Life. This is the Christian version of Boy Scouts. So I was the charter organization rep at Center Church in Pharr, Texas. So every Friday, 7 o'clock, these boys come, and it's Boy Scouts with God. All right. They learn everything: how to sharpen a knife, how to whittle, how to cook out. They do a lot of camping. All right. But there's that they weave the scripture in the lessons, which is pretty cool, right? And this one Friday, one of the boys had a birthday, so his parents got him a limousine, and they came and picked up all the boys to take to the pizza place for this boy's birthday. And this girl walks up, and she's homeless, and she's looking for help. Well, I was the only one from Center Church there, and I called. All the pastors are all on my phone, and nobody had any help. There's actually a ministry that leases an office space, or they gave her an office space at Center Church to help women. And I called one of the pastors and said, "Oh, nobody's going to be there till Monday." Well, I did not know the number on the glass is a 24-hour hotline. Okay. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have called them right up. But what I did, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to help this girl out. I signed her in as a guest at the gym so she could get a shower and clean up, all right? And I took her and then right next door, there was a place that was hiring. They were hiring somebody with her credentials, a blood bank. She's a medical assistant. That was her work, right? Until she ended up losing her job, and then she lost her house and lost her car, and she was homeless now, right? And so I take her to the pizza party so she can get some food, and then a friend paid for her hotel room, and another church gave her some money for food, and I thought, I'll take her the next day. I'll take her to this women's conference. The hotel had breakfast in the morning, right? So this girl now went from being like homeless, dirty, grubby, nasty smelling, to 2 showers. She's had 3 meals, right? But now she's not such an urgent situation. She don't want to go with the pastor, and they were gonna. There's a Bible college or a Christian college that are out for the summer, so they got like 6 dorms that are empty. They could have put her up. They put up one lady up like for 8 months, but she didn't want to go. And at that point, she's talking things like, "I can make money quickly selling shots." I'm like, I think you may be selling something else. And I just like, you know what? You're gonna go with these people, or get your stuff out of my car. All right, and that's what happened. And then she called me. She called me asking for a referral for a job, a reference for a job. I'm like, yeah, I will. But she was hinting around she needed some other help, and I just, you've been talking to the pastor. Have you been talking to the lady with the organization that helps women? You need to call them. And I got a call yesterday, and she's with a Christian woman that took her in, and she got a job. How about that? Isn't that something? Okay. I learned my lesson. Anybody else comes at the 24-hour number, I don't take them to get a shower or feed them or nothing like that until they get with that organization specifically designed to help them. I learned my lesson, right? But that girl got help. Okay, so that's, God, she got prayed on a bunch of times, all right? God works, right? And we just gotta have faith, and that's a real good example of it, right? He'll work for her, she can work for me, right? And but think about that. Okay, so clear the slate, get your mind working right. Your subconscious mind, which is ultra powerful, right? But you got to get it in line with your conscious mind, and then your conscious mind has to choose. It's your analytical mind has to choose the direction of focus for your subconscious mind. Okay, and all those resources, all the data, the memorization, and everything from in your subconscious mind is going to help you. Now, to get that heart energy up, okay, that radiates 90 feet from your heart. Okay, and this is what's really cool. When you're around other people that are stirring up their heart energy, all right, it'll cause your heart, just by being in proximity, the energy level to come up. That's exciting, right? But this is the deal. When you're stirring up your heart energy, all right, your vibration's gonna stir up the heart energy in people around you. You understand that? All right. Now, the people will feel your energy. I know some people. Bridget Krause, she's with the John Maxwell team. She runs the John Maxwell Speakers Club. That woman knows how to do it. Just being in the presence of that organization, I come out feeling better. Okay, she knows how to do it, and she knows how to do a lot of things. Like, she knows how to, you got to draw a contrast. You got to get people out of their subconscious mind. Okay, for them to take action, right? You got to get them to look at the situation they're in and going on the path they're on, right? Are they gonna, if they stay there going that way, are they gonna be in a better or worse place than if they try something new, all right, and fail? If that's the case, okay, with the potential of good things happening, if it goes the way they hope it goes, right, that it could go, right, what happens is your subconscious mind looks at that space where they're doing nothing. They're staying where they're at, doing the things they do, and the habits they're doing becomes what's bad. And your subconscious mind will not let you do that. It'll make them take action. And she does that just by stating the natural consequences of staying where you're at. Okay, so she's a master of it. Bridget Krause, John Maxwell Speakers Club. Okay, but she's got this. She's got this down. All right. But that's an example. I'm trying to give you examples. I'm trying to describe what I have to do describing what I've seen other people do. All right, and but this combination, man, I sit in meditation. I've been doing it for about 2 months now, every day, 20 minutes, just getting my subconscious mind and my conscious mind working together. All right, now and then focusing on, I heard Joyce Meyer say there's a spirit in us that's always trying to connect with the Holy Spirit, but our conscious mind has to allow it. Basically, our conscious mind is a switching mechanism, and we have to engage it and make that connection with God. Okay, and then add the juice, man. Add that excitement, that enthusiasm, that heart energy. Stir that up while you're in that process. Now, if you do that while you're around other people, all right, guess what? Their heart energy gets stimulated too. Okay, they feel it in you. They like that feeling. All right, and that's exciting. That's exciting. You know what? And then when people give you excuses, all right, guess what that is? That's their subconscious mind, and you just got to know that's their subconscious mind, right? And then you just don't let it phase you. Because what they're looking for, they're looking for confirmation. When you give them the excuse, or they give you the excuse, all right, or the negative thing that's holding them back, and you don't let it phase you. You're like, it's like being a fighter, man. And if you're in the ring and somebody hits you with their best shot, and it doesn't appear to do anything to you, they'll stop throwing punches. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same. If people give you that excuse, if people give you that negative thing that's holding them back, and you're like, okay, we can handle that. They're like, oh, all right. And the fear lets go, all right. And then they start paying attention. They don't let it stop them anymore, right? Usually, and then you ask them, is there anything else? Whatever they say after that, that's the real problem. Okay, because people will mask what the real problem is because they're embarrassed, right? They're embarrassed they're worried about what you might think of them. And when it comes out and you don't judge them, all right, then they trust you. Okay, then they trust you. They're like, okay, I just told that guy the worst thing about me, and he didn't run away, or he didn't chastise me. All right. When you are that way with people, all right, you just break down the barrier. All right. So all of that is, I got to cram into a 3-minute speech Friday. All right. All right. I hope you have a great day. I'm going to pick up my car. Bye bye.